Hey everyone, sorry about our late start. We had a little bit of a technical snafu, but here we are. First time back after the holidays. How exciting is that? I'm sure everybody had a great Christmas and Hanukkah and every other holiday in between, and Happy New Year. We're excited to be back. Unfortunately, Jamie's not going to be with us tonight. She is on a long event that she's doing, and so she's not even home. So unfortunately, she won't be taking part tonight. But the other ladies are here: Christina and Dawn and Katie.
Hey.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. So we figured that here we are in February 2017. Can you believe that? And we're in transition month. We are already in it. We're 6 days in, and we wanted to talk about how we can utilize our transition, which is the month before a new catalog comes out. That's what transition means. It means that we're in between the starting of a new season and the ending of an old season, fall and winter. And how can we utilize what's happening in February and the transition month to become more productive, more profitable, and to make it easy for everyone. So we've got a few topics that we're going to talk about tonight. And I think I'm just going to go right down the line, ladies, as to what we were talking about on our group, which means Christina's first. She's going to talk about what you should order and utilize for preparing for March 1st. So take it away.
Oh, man. Okay, I don't feel like that's going to take me very long to talk about. So I really want to tell you guys my cardinal rule for shiny object syndrome. I think that we get really excited when it's new season and a ton of stuff is loaded at the Cincy Family Store, and then we decide to buy all of it. The biggest advice I have for people, especially now that it's tax season and we're kind of looking at what our expenses versus our income have been for the last year, only buy things that you have a plan for using. I know that if you don't use big party testers, don't buy the transition party tester set. If you only have 2 basket parties, don't buy 10 sets of transition mini testers. If you do have basket parties, buy your transition testers, not your big testers. And another thing is too, if they've got lots of flyers that are new, double check your old ones, because sometimes the information's still the same. They just look cuter or newer, or they match the catalog, but you could still use a lot of your older ones. This is I talk about this a lot around Cincy Family Reunion, because you walk into that store and you want to supermarket sweep it. And when really you're going to end up getting home with a bunch of stuff that's just going to sit in a box, and you're going to wonder how to get rid of half of it because you ended up either not using it, or it doesn't serve the purposes that you think it does. So as far as new season goes, make sure you have a plan for what your new season's going to look like. I know my business kind of changes the way it looks from season to season. In the spring, it is basket parties galore and on the go parties like crazy. I do tons of fall home parties, but for some reason in spring and summer, my customers and hostesses are on the go, 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 go. So make sure you know what your business looks like seasonally. So personally, I will probably buy my big testers just because in the fall, some of them stay. But I know that a lot of the spring ones, I may not use the big ones because I will either have a home party or 2, or I'll take my mini testers to parties this season. I just have to decide what I'm going to do this season in my business before I go to the Workstation and I buy my materials. Everyone knows I'm pretty frugal with catalogs, but I do recommend getting maybe a pack more than you think you're going to need so that you don't run out. I'm the queen of running out of catalogs on accident. So I will buy 2 or 3 packs of catalogs. I make sure that I look at all my basket parties. This is a good time to make sure you get all your basket parties back. Kind of take an inventory of what you have out there, who's got what. We all have that one rogue hostess who for some reason like decided that they were going to go off the grid the second you gave them their basket party. So it kind of takes stock of what you have, what your goals are for the year. I like to write down how many basket parties I want. Like right now, I think I've got maybe 3. I think I've lost 2 this season. My goal is to have 5 fully ready at all times basket parties, because I like to have, if I can, 10 basket parties a month. So I've got like 5 for one set of 2 weeks, 5 for another set of 2 weeks. So just make sure you know what your goals are for the month. It's going to help you determine how much stuff you need. So for me personally, I'm going to make sure that all my basket parties are either back, or I've gotten new containers for them, or I look to see what they have in the family store. I use bank bags most of the time for my pouch parties. But either way, spring is just when I refresh what I've got. I also make sure I look at the fall and figure out what didn't work. If something I tried that was new and flopped, spring's a good time to try something new. I feel like spring is when I like to make my business look exactly like I've always dreamed. It's like refresh. Spring is really rejuvenating for me and exciting. The spring catalog, for some reason, just gets me extremely pumped up. I love the fall catalog, but there's just something extremely, I don't know what it is, restorative about the spring catalog. I just can't describe it. So, but that's when I clean my office. I purge what I don't need. I make sure I take a note of the things I didn't use in the last 6 months, and I do not buy those things again for the spring. So if I notice that for 6 months I haven't used my big party testers, I may not buy the transition set this time. Or I know a lot of people love to use basket parties or basket testers for parties. If you do, don't be obligated to buy the big testers. I know some people will buy them anyway because they're afraid to let go of having the complete set. That's your choice. But if you do want to, work smarter, not harder, spend less, and get the most bang for your buck, make sure that you're only buying things that match what your business looks like. If you don't use catalogs that much and you use brochures, product brochures or product lists, don't feel guilty not buying 3 packs of catalogs. Buy a pack just so you have a couple. I know a lot of people like to laminate a catalog. Personally, I like to just buy the binder insert catalog. It's really, really durable. It saves you from having to do all the work of laminating one, and then I just throw it in a Scentsy binder. So my personal, what I get every year around this time of year is I make sure that I have transition testers for all my basket parties. I do buy the transition tester set for party testers because I have not been able to let go of that yet. Because in the fall, my hostesses, they much more prefer the larger testers. In the spring, people seem to not mind. They like the little ones. There's just something, I don't know what it is. But either way, I rev up my basket parties. I only use transition tester sets and basket parties. So if I know I'm having more, which I know I will in the spring, I buy more spring tester sets than I may have bought in the fall. So I get like a pack of catalogs, tester sets, transition set things. And then I do not buy showcase brochures. I don't use those. I do know some people who like to use those at parties instead of catalogs. Just buy whatever looks like your business or the way you want it to look. If you're deciding this spring not to use catalogs anymore, feel free to make that leap now. Don't buy things that you bought in the fall just because you bought them and then decide tomorrow after you bought all those that you're going to change the way your business looks. Plan ahead for what you want out of the season and what you're going to do. I do buy product lists. Everyone knows that that's how I book parties at parties. So I don't buy as many product lists in the spring as I do in the fall because I don't have as many home parties, and I know that that's what I use them for. I do send product lists with samples once in a while. It just depends on how lazy I'm being or how really not lazy I'm being. But yeah, make sure that you take inventory of what you already have right now. If you are running low on bags, if you're running low on sample bags, things like that. I do it all at once. I don't usually buy a lot of supplies throughout the year. I take an inventory at the end of fall. I kind of keep track of what I used the whole time. And then I adjust for spring. And then I just make sure that I know for a fact what I want to do in the spring. So like I know I want to have a ton of basket parties. I need to make sure that I've got all those ready. Planning ahead is going to save you money because it's all 10% or 10% off right now. So plan ahead so you don't have to spend as much on testers and things like that. And make your goals now. I actually tend to make my goals in February for the year versus January because I like once I've got the spring catalog in front of me. For some reason, it excites me, and I can really nail down what I really want to see happen for spring and summer. So write down your goals, start there, write down what you want your income producing activities to be for the spring, things that you're going to focus on in February. Like right now, you should be going crazy booking your parties for March, April, May, things like that. Get all those booked before the end of the month so you know exactly how much you need in supplies this month, so you can get all that set up and you can get people ready to go. That's what I have to say. Does anyone have anything to add to that? I don't really have any tips or tricks aside from just making sure you're planning ahead and you're not just buying things because they're shiny and new. Like, there's always a lot of cute stuff that I would love to have or I think is really great, but then I have to like step back and remind myself that that's not what my business looks like. It's really, really cute for others, but it just isn't maybe what I do. So.
No, I'm glad, Christina, that you went into that aspect of it, because I feel everybody has that, especially even more seasoned consultants tend to do that. It's like the epitome of buying office supplies, right? We get stuck in this thing that we want paper clips and pins and staplers and and half of the stuff we don't even need, but we just love it, right? All the Post-it notes.
Right. It's shiny, it smells good, it looks cute, all the right colors. Yeah.
Right. But I think the big thing that you're pointing out right now too is that it's so key for us. You mentioned it. We're in tax time. A lot of us are putting our taxes together. If they're not done already, we're in the midst of it. And so it's a great opportunity for us to actually put a little bit of a business plan together. And part of that is deciding on what you need for supplies. What are you going to need and what don't you need? You know?
Yeah.
And I think
what didn't work? What am I not using anymore?
Well, and even for new consultants, I mean, you know, they might not have that idea yet as to what's going to work and what's not going to work. But one of the key things, I think it was leadership that Orville had said this, but don't spend personal money on Scentsy. Spend Scentsy money on Scentsy. So if you haven't been with Scentsy for a very long time yet, and you're not really making that much money yet, that's extra above and beyond, then don't be spending a lot of money on the things that you don't necessarily need. Because honestly, what we got in our kit is what we can do our business with, you know. So the only things that you really need to look at are potentially the catalogs, and that's where Christina was saying, figure out what kind. Do you want the showcase brochures? Do you want the catalogs themselves? Do you want product lists? You know, do you think you're going to need all of them? And that sort of thing. So that was really good as far as talking about planning.
I think it's really interesting too. Like, if I don't mean this to be negative or anything at all. But really be really honest with yourself about what you're going to do too. If you want something out of your business, you're going to have to be the one to take the step to do it. And I feel like we all have to have that moment where it's like, okay, I have in my head who I dream I'm going to be, but who am I really? What do I know I'm going to do? Like, I would love to get up and shower every day and do my makeup and things like that. And I know that if I put just forth enough effort, I could totally do it. But personally, I know I won't always do it. So like, just little things like that. So I feel like some people get really excited and they buy like, you know, 3 packs of catalogs, and they'll buy like 2 things of order forms and 10 sets of mini testers. And then they sit and they sit and they sit because that person got excited about the stuff, but they didn't get as excited about doing the work to get the stuff in action. So it's like they have a bunch of players in their bench. They never put anyone on the field. So I think it's just really, really important to, number one, get excited about your business and be willing to do the work. But yeah, be realistic with yourself. You don't have to build a bomb shelter full of Scentsy supplies. They're not going to be, you're not going to run out. So even if you just bought a pack of catalogs and a couple transition sets of testers in order to say, I'm going to try basket parties this month. I've never done them before. If you've never done them before, maybe don't buy 10 sets. Like, I know you're really excited to get your basket party game going strong, but really it's okay because the family store is always going to be there. You don't have to stockpile supplies. Like, I'll have a consultant who maybe decides Scentsy's not for them, which some people do. And they'll be like, hey, do you mind if I bring over my stuff? Like, I'm going to let you have it. You know, if I ever decide to get back into it, I'll buy some new stuff, but I really don't want this to go to waste. I don't want to throw it out. And they will bring over a car full of business supplies. And I'm like, what were you doing with all of this stuff if you weren't working your business? So yeah, I don't even know where I'm going with that, but it's just really important to be very honest with your business and like set your goals, plan your supplies accordingly. Don't supermarket sweep it. I don't even like, they'll bring over carloads of stuff and I'm like, I'm a superstar director. I do like 10 parties a month, baby. I have 25% of the amount of stuff that you just brought me. So if you're going broke, sometimes it might just be your perspective. Be realistic with what you need. That's just a frugal. I mean, I'm pretty frugal. I don't, if anyone has ever really, I'm not frugal in real life, but I'm really frugal with, the space in my house. I don't keep things I don't need. So I'm really like conservative with what I buy. So I might be on the lower end of how much I spend on stuff, but
you know
I'm
what though,
very
Christina?
Careful with what I buy for my business.
I have seen, and I'm sure all the ladies here have, I've seen where a lot of people that are going out of business with Scentsy are the ones that have a ton of inventory, a ton of family store stuff, and you think, okay, well, are you out of business? And so this is something to really consider, right? Are you out of business because you are not planning, you're not budgeting in your business what you actually need and how it's going to bring you back money? See, my frugalness, I like to kind of be spendy in the Scentsy family store, but I'm always saying, okay, if I buy this, and it goes along with your planning, if I buy this, where and when will my return on it be?
Yeah, exactly. What's my plan for this exact item?
Right.
And sometimes I'm like, you know what, this is a great item. Do I have something else right now that I could use instead? Like, do I already have something that would serve this purpose? Am I just buying it because it's new and they just came out with it? And I just feel like when we first see the Scentsy family store for the first time, it is literally like walking into an IKEA. You want all of it. You're psyched. But yeah, I just dare you to make a plan. Plan your spring, book some parties, and then go shop. Like, get really excited about it. You know, get your calendar full and then go, how much do I need because I have a full calendar? Like, and really plan that way. Because I feel like some people will be like, I spent like $1,000 on Scentsy materials, and I'm like, well, I'm showing that you only sold 150.
Right.
Why did you buy so much stuff? Like, I know you're probably really excited, but it takes a lot of work to pass out 200 catalogs. So if you didn't make the time to do so, I wouldn't buy 200 catalogs.
And again, if you're spending your own personal money on that kind of thing, then it's not a business investment.
Yeah.
At that point, you're starting to take money from your family, really. Yeah. And Orville has always said, and I don't know why it stuck out so much for me, but he said, spend Scentsy money on Scentsy and personal money on your family.
Absolutely.
And don't ever use it on Scentsy. I mean, the only personal money that you should use on the investment of your business is your kit.
Because have a party, pay yourself back, and then move forward. So yeah, you can do like 5 parties with one starter kit. So I can go on to that one forever.
You can do more than that.
Oh yeah, you can do more. It's just funny. I'm just like, don't worry about it. I know it's all shiny, but take your time, focus on the things that matter. Sorry, that's like, I picked that one because I'm really passionate about that. I don't
and I'm glad you did,
should not be going broke with Scentsy. It's very easy not to. But I feel like our human habits of just consuming and things like that get in our way sometimes. And we're not used to budgeting, and we're not used to scaling things back and being careful with our spending and things like that. Whereas when you're running a business, you do actually have to start taking that kind of stuff into consideration, even if in your real life, you're not used to it.
Well, and that's right, Christina. This is a business. We are entrepreneurs. And if we're not setting ourselves on some kind of a plan, then our business is going to fail at some point. So I'm glad you started with that. So good. Thank you very much. Does anybody else want to kind of chime in on that? Because the next person, once we've decided what our plan is going to be and what we need to buy and what we don't need to buy, then it's time to start talking about parties and how we can utilize transition month to end the old and begin the new. And so Dawn's going to talk about how we can do a first or last chance first glance party. I'll unmute you. Hold on a minute. Sorry. I'm slow. Actually, I think you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
There you go.
All right. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Last Chance First Glance. People get so excited that there's a new catalog that they sometimes mentally come to a screeching halt. Well, I got some news for you. We're able to order the new catalogs, showcase flyers, product lists, and transition set testers the 1st of February. That's going to take a couple of days to get those in. So kind of start thinking about planning your Last Chance First Glance parties right about mid-February. If you can do it the week before the second Friday that people get paid, that is a good plan. Finding out people's pay period, if it's on a Friday, if it's every other Friday, or however. But one thing that I really want to point out to you.
Before you keep going, Dawn, can you explain to us what a Last Chance First Glance party is? So for the people that, okay.
That was the next breath coming out of my mouth. Thank you for having a crystal ball and knowing what I was about to say. Okay, so this is our lovely fall winter catalog. You got like 3 weeks left to get the stuff in here. This is our new sparkly shiny catalog where you can get things that are new, some things that are new on March 1st. But what people don't ever get is you can bridge the gap and do a party that carries over. But only, I think of it, well, I'll explain to you how I do my carryover. But the thing is, this fall winter catalog has our category called classics. Do you know that out of the 20 fragrances that are in the classics and available right now, out of 20 of them, 15 truly are summery, springy fragrances. For instance, blueberry cheesecake, black raspberry vanilla, by the sea, camu camu, clean breeze, clothesline, coconut lemongrass, coconut cotton, French lavender, skinny dipping, perfectly pomegranate, sun-kissed citrus, sweet pea, and vanilla, thunderstorm, and white tea. I get customers that come over to smell my scents. They don't even want to look at those because oh, those are too summery for me. Oh, those would be good in the spring. All right, well, sister, this is the, last 3 weeks. You can get those fragrances right now in a 6-pack for 10% off. So you can you do the math, I think it's $22.50 for 6 bars if they order them in February. So those scents that they didn't want anything to do with possibly in the fall and winter because they were too springy are something that you could have your people order right now in February, getting 10% off on it and building some PRV for February, but better yet, building party credits for a party that you have open on your personal website. Because how I do this, I have so-and-so's party set up. They can shop from this catalog, the fall and winter, getting their summer. Oh, and another thing that I have to tell you that I just counted, and where did I put that? Do you know, people are like, but I want the new stuff. I want the new stuff. I'm not going to tell you how many new things there are. I am going to do better than that and tell you how many things are in the new catalog that are carryovers that you can get 10% off right now. There are 79 warmers and nightlights. I didn't even get into cord concealing. I have lip gloss on my chin. I apologize. Cord concealing things and tabletop bases and all of those other things. But like seriously, people are going to be like, oh, look at the new book. I want Zen Rock. Well, guess what? You could have got Zen Rock at 10% off. So, don't stress those handful of brand new warmers that we see and we go, screech, I am not doing anything until March, because there's so many things that people will like that they wanted before, but they just didn't get, that they can get right now at 10% off. So what you do is you put out your feelers to your friends and past customers who are, say, dying to get the new Daisy, okay, warmer. I say, guess what? You can get that at half off. And here's how you do it. You take the fall winter catalog around, and you could even sit with them and circle on a product list, maybe would be a better idea, because it's much more efficient cost-wise. But you could circle all of the things that are in this catalog that are carried over to this catalog. So if somebody wants that, gather those orders. You could enter them on your personal website. Say there's 4 people that want stuff from the fall and winter catalog that are carried over to the spring and summer. You can enter that as a personal website order. You can do it on your end for them, or they can get 3 or 4 of them together and do it if they live close to each other. And then they can split the shipping. So the way we figured the math today, if they ordered $199, because you know 200 is free shipping in the USA. If they ordered $199, the maximum shipping was, I forget, Edie, can you remember, was it $19? $19.90? Okay, so there was 4 people that did that. That's like $5 shipping, okay, for each of them. I think people can stomach that. Oh my goodness, what if there were 5 people that took advantage of the 10% off sale or got this springy, summery scents that are in our classics category right now, getting a 6-pack for $22.50. So, I mean, there's probably going to be more than 4 people. So if you do that order and enter it as a personal website order, all coming to you or to one of them, and then they distribute the stuff, the shipping is so freaking minimal. It's like non-existent. And they're getting the 10% off to boot. Okay, so now that order has been attached to the party that you have open that you're going to close in the first couple days of March. Now, I always close my last chance, first glance parties on March 1st. Because I tell my people that I will do that, and they will be the first of the first to get all the new stuff. So if they're going to take advantage of the February savings, then I get their payment for that stuff, and I get their pre-order for the couple of new things that they may want. So you're going to break that into 2 pay periods, which is genius financially, which is why Scentsy has all the new stuff available on September 1st, and then the Christmas stuff available on October 1st. So you're breaking up into those pay periods. So that's a very good idea. So you're going to break this up into 2 pay periods. Then you have the pre-orders ready to go for the new things on March 1st, which then tops off the party, which would, I can't imagine it not being over $200 in PRV and hostess base. So it's just like seriously a beautiful thing. And they are happy to be the first of the first to get the new stuff. And the hostess is thrilled that she's got a $75 or $100 or even more head start on her party credits. And the people that ordered from this outgoing catalog paid minimal shipping. So like, that's a beautiful thing. So the scents, there's 20 scents in the classics right now that are spring and summery. Even in the new fall release from the fall catalog, like coconut vanilla orchid, candied pomegranate, pink currant and birchwood, sparkle black plum, whipped vanilla pear, wild red berry and sweet melon. Those are all fragrances that people kind of thought were pretty darn summery or sweet and said, oh, why isn't this in the spring catalog? This is so summery. Well, now here's your chance. You've got, 2 weeks to get that stuff at a discount. So there are opportunities now. Don't listen to that bull that they have to wait. I haven't even counted how many new things are in this catalog, but again, I did count that there were 79 things, warmers and nightlights, mini warmers now, warmers and mini warmers that are carried over. Once you let people understand that, they're like, seriously? So that's going to be in the spring catalog. That if I get it right now, I can get it 10% off? Yeah. Or you can wait till March 1st and pay full price for it. No, I think that I've had my eye on that, and I would like to get that at 10% off. And I say, smart girl or guy, and you're going to need a 6-pack. So do you want perfectly pomegranated? Do you want skinny dipping? Do you want clothesline? And it's just falls right together for me, and I want it to fall together for you. Does anybody have any questions?
You're so fun. I love you.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm pretty enthusiastic about my last chance first glance.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity for us to, not only start sales in March, but it's a good opportunity for us to get really good sales in February.
Right. Using March as bait, because they can use they have their eye on the, I don't even know what warmer. Like, think of one that, the Pioneer Women warmer. Like they have their eye on something, or the colors of the rainbow or whatever. It's like, guess what? If you gather orders for February out of the current catalog that are springy and summery and discounted on March 1st, you could have that $45 warmer for half off. They're like, really? And you could be one of the very first ones to get it. Really? Yeah. Here, have at it. Here's some showcase flyers with stuff or product sheets with stuff circled on them. And they're like, bam, and they make it happen. And they're happy about it.
So glad you talked about this topic. You're so passionate about it.
I'm passionate about it, all right. Thank you for helping me with my math earlier today.
Well, I wasn't even really sure what you were getting at first, and you said math, and I was like, I don't want to look at it.
I know, I suck at math. I don't know how I could possibly. Yeah, I'm married well as far as math goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies, do you have anything that you want to add to our last chance, first glance? Can you unmute yourself there, Christina? What happened to you? I was playing with buttons a while ago, and I think I messed something up.
She's unmuted now. Yes, now you are.
Yay! I was like, something to say, and I kept pressing my button, and I couldn't get it to work.
Tell me.
Right? I love to do spring cleaning parties in February, even January. It's one of those things people love to do. Here's the problem with fall winter scents is people want them in like July for some reason, in August, because they're just like kind of the summer heat's bothering them and they're ready to kind of get into the cooler weather and they're excited. Well, the same thing happens the day Christmas is over and they check the tree outside. They want clean smells. They're like, no more cinnamon. I need my clean stuff. So it's really fun to do spring cleaning parties with the fall catalog because we have the Scentsy Clean line. And then what I do is I only pull out my testers that are clean smells and spring carryover smells. So I like pull out the classics and then I keep like, white tea and cactus and clothesline and all of my favorite clean smells that are pretty much available all year round. And then pair those with like white, crisp looking warmers and our laundry line and our clean line and things like that. And I do spring parties like the moment Christmas is over. I don't wait for the spring catalog. So it's a really good way, I feel like, to introduce the spring catalog and be like, hey, guys, let's have a spring preview. If you come to my spring preview party, I will give you sneak peeks of what's coming in spring while we look at what we like, kind of like, it's almost like you could have like a miniature party of things that we currently have available to like get them excited about crisp, fruity, clean, awesome smells. So, because we have tons of stuff right now, Dawn, you're right. Like that is perfect for the season. But when we
I made a list.
But if we say this is the fall winter catalog, they're like, I don't want cinnamon right now.
I know.
Whereas if you
Whack.
kind of say, hey, right now we are kind of in spring preview phase, like, let me know if you're interested in refreshing your house right now. It probably smells stale. I mean, we're all sitting in there eating chips and popcorn and it just lingers because we can't open the windows. Like, let me know if you need help freshening up your house for spring and making it feel like you've been cleaning as hard as I know you have. And I get them outfitted with some new awesome spring smells. I'll make 6-packs up and email them to my customers and be like, hey, I'm placing an order for, spring cleaning. Let me know what you need. And I'll like already have 6-packs ideas ready for them. And usually they're like, yes, I need that. I'm so tired of the baked goods and cinnamon smells right now. I need something that makes me feel like I'm outside. So yes. Anything to kick the winter blues better is spring fragrance in your house when it's nasty out.
Seriously.
It helps my mood a lot if I put like spring scents in when it's cold out.
Mm-hmm. That is a very good point. Now, when everybody gets off this call, get out one of your catalogs and seriously go through all the scents and start making a list of everything that is springy in this book. You will be amazed. And then do your own little perusing of the warmers to see what's coming out in the March catalog that's currently available now. You will be astonished. Just do it. It will be an eye-opener for you. Thank you, Christine. That was a very good point. Spring cleaning. I love that.
That is a good one.
I love it.
Oh, awesome. So, all right. So now we are.
Edie, you're crackly again.
What?
You're crackly again. You're a robot again.
I don't understand that.
Maybe take your earbuds out.
Yeah, maybe get rid of the headphones. Maybe it might help.
They're gone. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's
Really?
amazing.
Microphone.
I thought maybe it would be echoey. This is cool. Good.
No, it's fine. We like you.
you.
Get rid of them.
From my past experience, cords can cause a lot of problems. So when you wiggle the cord, sometimes it has like a little bad wire. So maybe check your headset.
Well, and those are brand spanking new. They just came out of the package, but that's okay. Good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we know what to buy and what not to buy and what to start planning, right? Having that last chance, first glance party is a good way to get things wrapped up for February and get going for March. One of the best things that I love about February in our transition time is our enhanced kit. So, Katie, why don't you tell us what we can use that enhanced kit for when we're recruiting? What about when March 1st comes, then what do we do with it?
Absolutely. Oh, do I sound weird?
Okay, now we're all echoing.
Edie, I guess you have your headphones back.
Hold on, I'm going to mute you guys is what's going to happen. Hold on.
Mute yourself too.
Okay, is that better now? Okay, great, thanks. All right, so I absolutely love our supersized starter kit month. This is the month that these are the months that I would tend to welcome the most new team members. In fact, I'm gonna tell you something that might make some of you guys feel better. I don't want you to think that any of us who train on recruiting and talk about recruiting are like every single month recruiting tons. I recruited none last month. I literally recruited 0. Everyone that I talked to about the business opportunity wanted to wait for the enhanced starter kit. If you educate people and let them know what's coming up, they see the value in waiting, even if they're paying a little more than the $49. So I absolutely love this. And that's usually what I call it, the supersized or enhanced starter kit. And the reason this is so beneficial is because our new team members, when they join this month, through Scentsi's generosity, are being given the current kit plus the fragrances and 3 different pieces of catalog material for the new catalog season. So our new team members are being started with everything they need to sell in February and moving forward into March. So I really market this hardcore, and there's a lot of different things I do to share this with potential new recruits. So I'm just going to kind of go down the line and talk about some of the ways that I do that. And first, let's talk about social media. Social media is always like my go-to. So one of my favorite things to do on social media, and I started doing this probably about 4 or 5 months ago, is just a live Q&A session about the business opportunity. So I will promote it. And during a month like transition month, I would definitely do it like maybe once a week. So if you could do one every week between now and the end of the month, that would be a great idea. So you set a date and time, kind of like a Facebook party. You set a date and a time, and you make an image or go live and make an image. Really work on promoting that live Q&A session. So then at that date, on that date, at that time, you go live on Facebook, and hopefully you'll have some people get on and ask you some questions. It's a really casual environment for them to be able to get things off their mind that they've been wondering about, but maybe they're intimidated or concerned that you're going to be pushy, to get on the phone or meet up with you. So this is a great casual way for them to be able to come to you with their questions. So of course you can start off that live Q&A session by talking about the Supersize Starter Kit and why this month is the month to join. And then open the floor up for their questions. Now, something people always say to me is, well, what happens if people don't get on and ask you questions? Well, we know what the common questions are, the common concerns or objections. We know what they are. Oh, I'm not a salesperson. I don't really know anybody. We know what they are. So you can just kind of wing it. And if no one gets on, say, hey, while I'm waiting for some other people to hop on, I'll just go over some questions that I know are really commonly asked. So that's one of my favorite things. Did you guys hear that? So on my lap, I have our new addition to the family. Isn't he cute? Oh, of course. Oh. So that was him, not me. And I don't have a name for him yet, so if you think of any cute names, please let me know. He's a Dalmatian mix that I actually rescued when I was working a Scentsy vendor event on Saturday. I ended up taking him home, and my sister-in-law, who is also a Scentsy consultant, she took his little sister home. So they're only 5-6 weeks old, so they're really, really little. But anyway, so that was him making those noises, not me. Okay, so more about social media. So another thing that I really like to do on social media is a bacon night. Now, in the past, I've always done bacon, become a consultant opportunity nights, where I just like post some Scentsy YouTube video links, and I will share some images and just address some of those common questions. But most recently, I did a bacon event, and I worked with some other leaders within our team. So maybe you're thinking, well, my team's really small. I don't really have anybody. You don't have to have, it can be just other consultants, or you could work together with other leaders that, other friends of yours, and open it up to both of your, or all of your teams. So what I did was I had myself and 3 of my directors in my group do a bacon event. And in this bacon event, each of us just went live for about 10 to 15 minutes. We shared our story, and I made sure that each of us were coming from a different perspective and a different place, like different lifestyles. So one of my directors is someone who just had a baby this year, and she literally right in the middle of her first year with Scentsy had a baby and has still been crushing it and rocking it. And then another one is I had one of my team members who has a family of 4 and quit her full-time job and is now full-time Scentsy. And then I had someone else who's had some severe anxiety that she's overcome through her business. So it was our most successful bacon event ever. It was so successful, and people were so passionately connecting to these leaders for different reasons. So I would really encourage you to get together with some of your inspiring friends, some of your friends that are working through things or have overcome challenges, or whatever, because their stories are going to be inspiring. So get together with other people, bring in some people from your own business, and hold a live bacon event. It was a huge success. Other things on social media. If you can actually grab an image, there's images floating all over the place of the current enhanced starter kit. You can share that. And it's really powerful for people, especially those visual people, to be able to see everything that comes in a supersized starter kit. It's huge. And so people really connect with being able to see that. So I definitely would encourage you to grab one of those images that are floating around, add some information on it, add your PWS link on there. That's another important tip. When you're marketing things on social media, don't include your PWS link in the description. It's likely that it's going to get hidden and buried. It's so much better to put your link in the comments or put your link actually on the image that you're sharing, as opposed to just making it part of the post. So find unique ways to talk about the enhanced starter kit. If you have a local team member that joins, go over to their house and participate with them when they're opening their starter kit. You guys can both go live and show off the starter kit and show the camaraderie of working together. That's one of the most powerful tools we have. People want to be part of something bigger than themselves. They want to be part of our family. This is this core group that we have. So if you are showing people that is something that's a benefit that'll come from being part of Scentsy, people are going to want to be part of that. It's that it's that just togetherness, that bonding that really brings people in and wants people to be participating. Because I think so many people are afraid they're going to be alone when they do something like this. So it's important for them to see, oh, look, she's over there with one of her new team members who got her starter kit, and they're, doing that together. That's so cool. They're going to see that, and it's going to speak volumes. So just ask yourself, okay, what am I marketing this month? I'm marketing the enhanced starter kit. How can I, in a unique way, market this kit? And just sit down and create a game plan and ask yourself, okay, every day I'm going to do something that is going to be a positive example, a positive post about my business, because that's just like subliminal messaging, like a picture of you sitting in the chair, with your feet up next to the fireplace, or, working your business, sitting on the back porch while the kids are playing, that's like that subliminal messaging that's so important. So if you've got that, and then, enhanced starter kit, and then more of the subliminal messaging, and then, enhanced starter kit, you're just really going to be attracting people. So that's kind of what I wanted to share about social media. And then I wanted to talk to you about your flyers and your signage. I mean, there's all kinds of beautiful flyers out there. Like in the Workstation, you can find them on some of these wonderful pages on Facebook where consultants generously create images and designs and share them. You can find wonderful flyers and images. So absolutely be finding images like that, adding your PWS link, printing them out, putting them in, making sure your possibility packets have that current information in them. Every single month, my team and I push ourselves to do 50-10. And I actually first learned this from Jacqueline Roy. It's a guarantee that you're going to make 60 connections about Scentsy in 1 month. So what it means is 50 samples and 10 possibility packets. So regarding the possibility packets, you need to make sure that all of your 10 possibility packets that you're going to be giving out for the month of February, at minimum 10, you need to make sure that they all have updated information in them about this supersized starter kit and get them all out. Also ensure that every single order that you bag, every single online order placed, that when you send those thank you cards to those online orders, include a flyer talking about the supersized starter kit. If people are on the fence about joining, just hearing the words supersized or enhanced is going to get them really curious. So make sure that you are putting flyers and signage in everything you touch for the whole month. I also want to challenge you, as you're marketing this supersized starter kit, to really think about who is going to be interested in this, who is in need of this business and has shown me that they love my product. So think about, who are your best customers? Like literally just tonight, moments before we came live, my next door neighbor was over here at the house, and she was shopping. She shops every month. I don't have like my business is very much new customers all the time. Like I'm constantly meeting new customers, and that's how I'm really maintaining such heavy sales. It's just every month I'm ensuring that I'm meeting new people and selling to new people. So not a lot of my customers, I would say, every single month, like, oh, I know she's going to order and she's going to order and she's going to order. But she's one of the few that every month, it's never fail. A month doesn't go by that she doesn't order. And so I would be a fool to not offer the business to her. Because here's the thing. Some people might think, oh, well, I'm not going to offer that to her because I don't want to lose that great customer. That great customer could become the backbone of your team. And guess what? If she joins and it doesn't work out, she's still going to be a great customer, except she's probably even going to have more appreciation for me and the company and the product and be even more supportive about it. I mean, people don't leave Scentsy because they went inactive and hate Scentsy. You know, I mean, they still love the product. In fact, they probably love it more. So my point is, make sure that you are offering this business opportunity to your best customers, because I offered it to her again. And she's like, oh, no, I can't sell stuff. I just can't. And of course, I validate her. I try to talk to her about it. But the timing's not right, and it might never be right. But I am not going to make the mistake of not offering it to her. So make sure that you sit down and you think about, who are my best customers? Who are my like ride or die Scentsy peeps? And make sure you offer it to them. Don't be in a selfish arrows in mentality of, well, I don't want to lose that customer. No, they could become a great solid team member. I also want you to sit down and think about your past hosts, and every single one of your past hosts, you should send a message. Absolutely, you should send them a message and just tell them, you know, you figure they're probably running low on wax, so you just wanted to let them know about the 10% off sale, and you want to let them know about the supersized starter kit offering this month with all the new catalog items in it, things like that. So definitely offer it to all of your past hosts as well. Now, when it comes to this kit, I know you might be thinking, if you're newer, especially, or you might get this question from a potential recruit, well, if these are old catalogs and old testers, you know, what am I going to do with that? There's so much that you can do with that. The old testers, for example, you can use those as favors. You could use those as incentives. You could use those yourself and enjoy the wax. You can make magnets out of them. Like, there's endless things that you can do with those old miniature testers. They can melt them down and make samples. The list goes on and on and on. So it's a great value. Or they can save them for next year if they want. I personally don't suggest that, because the shelf life on our wax is a year. So what are you going to save these testers for a year and they're really not going to be that great of shape? So I never encourage people to save them, but sometimes they do, and that's fine. But yeah, so they can save them, and then next transition, they can just buy the individuals that they need. So there's some great value there if they want to do that. Or like I said, make samples out of the wax, melt it out, make samples, leave them in the plastic containers, use them for giveaways, put them in baggies for people as thank you for ordering. And then the marketing materials, like the old catalogs. Say you end up with a ton of old catalogs. I always do. It never fails. I usually end up with at least 20 to 30 old catalogs. And I don't just throw them away. Heck no. Here's the thing. Like Dawn said earlier, so much of what is in that catalog is still available in the new season. So why wouldn't you still share it? So I give them away at events, because here's the thing, at events, I don't usually bring catalogs. I usually bring showcase brochures or product sheets or product lists, whatever you want to call them. So I'll just throw these in the bags of people who spend a significant amount or whatever. And I actually just make a sticker. You can make a sticker easily on like an Avery address label, or my new favorite thing are these right here. These are actually, and this is like something that's been around forever, but I just wasn't using it. It's the full sheet labels. I really like these because then I can like use word swag or Rana Designs and make like something cute, and then print it on that. And then I could use something like, I have like a huge round hole punch, not hole punch, but stamp, like puncher. I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. And there's all kinds of different shapes. There's like hearts, there's, octagons and triangles and all kinds of silly little shapes. So you can actually use that and punch it out in that shape, and then you have a cute little sticker. And so you can just make something like that and stick a sticker on the front of this catalog that says something like, for the most recent catalog, you know, send me an email or text me. I mean, it's not a big deal. You absolutely can still hand these out because there's tons of stuff in here that's available. And if a customer gets mad and says, hey, I wanted Quiver laundry stuff, like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I can try to find you some. I mean, it's not like it's going to have been gone that long. I guarantee you could probably find that customer some if it was really important to them. So absolutely, they can still use these marketing materials, leaving them, you know, all over town where you go, you know, leaving some at the doctor's office, leaving one in a shopping cart at Target. You know, there's just endless things. So it's all valuable material, and it's so generous of Scentsy because here's the thing, they're still spending $99 plus tax and shipping in the US, and they're still getting all of that awesome stuff that they get year round and all these other bonus goodies. So it's not like they're paying for it anyway. It's just a huge win-win for them. So yeah, that is how I go about marketing the Enhanced Starter Kit, a little bit about the value of it, and then how people can utilize those extra goodies that they get. So if there's anything else that you girls want to add, that's everything that I had written down. My squirmy worm here, he's like squirming all around. Edie, did you say anything? Now we hear you, yes.
Oh my gosh, they changed the thing so much. Wait till you guys lead one of these this year. They've changed everything. Okay, go Christina.
Katie, like you said about like, who are you not to offer the opportunity to someone? I like to just remind people what would have happened if somebody didn't offer it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if somebody decided that they wanted to keep your customers instead of letting you have them, or they were too afraid of, I don't know, just anything. What would have happened if somebody hadn't offered it to you? So I'm thankful somebody kind of did. And now I get to offer it to others. So, yep, yeah, okay.
No, I think we all feel like that, Christina, because I feel like I tell people all the time, I'm like, you know what? It would be really selfish if I did not offer the opportunity. When I've seen the immensity that it's brought to so many different people, we don't know what's happening behind their closed doors. You know,
and it's really important to remember that when you give, you get back in return. Even if you cannot in the foreseeable future see how you'll receive it back, you will. It'll come out of nowhere. So always give more than you ever think you'll ever receive, because at the end of the day, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I still have so much more to give. You can never give too much. You can never, you just can't. It's not possible.
I agree. So just FYI, everyone, we kind of started late, so we're going to run a little bit late. If you guys have to leave, I totally understand. I have something that I wanted to chat about, and hopefully you guys have given such amazing, valuable information tonight. It's been awesome. And I'm anxious to replay it so that I can take time to listen to it a lot better. So thank you for all of that. But I wanted to talk about, like right now in February, our items, and everybody touched on this a little bit, our items are 10% off for the most part, right? So we have things like our licensed products, or maybe the college products, or our charity warmers, and some of the larger combine and saves. Those aren't 10% off, but the deal that you're getting on a combine and save that's larger is a lot bigger than the 10% that you're going to get anyway. So this is something that we should be promoting a lot right now. You know, Dawn mentioned it when we're talking about 10% off right now. We can get some of the spring and summer scents that are already in our catalog that'll last us through spring and summer for 10% off right now. So these are things that we want to make sure that we are expressing and conveying to our customers. one of the things that I love to do, and I do this with Bring Back My Bar, but I also am doing it with discontinued scents, is I will take, or even warmers, I'll take the discontinued list that we are given on our workstation. You can find it in the resource. Is it the resource or marketing? I think it's marketing now. But you can find the list of our discontinued scents and items that are going to be going away in our new catalog. But you can do a search on your workstation for people who have purchased, let's say, that scent, because that's usually the easiest one for us to do. And again, I do this with Bring Back My Bar. So remember, we just went through that in January, but we're going to have another one later on in the year. So if you go into your contacts tab, or even the orders tab, it doesn't even matter. If you go into your orders tab and in the search field, you type in, let's say, I don't know what's one, winter pine. Winter pine is going away, right? So type in winter pine and everybody that has ever ordered winter pine is going to show up. What an amazing hot lead list that is, right? So you call everybody that is on that list, or you message them, or you text them, however you communicate with your customers, and you say, hey, winter pine is going away. Do you want to stock up on some so that you can, have it last through the spring and summer if that's something that you really want? And you can go through all of those scents and find different people that have ordered it, or find people that have favorites that could potentially be going away. Some of the seasonal ones are going away and they probably know they're coming back this fall, but there are some that are going away that may not come back. And so you want to make sure that people are aware of what's being discontinued. And the best way to do that is to utilize your workstation by clicking on the orders tab. And in the search field, you can type the name of the scent and have everybody that's ever ordered it come up. Keep in mind that when you, a lot of times a party will come up. You actually have to go into the party and kind of search down to find who it is that placed that order for that particular scent. But this is a big, big reason why I know a lot of consultants, especially the older seasoned consultants, do a lot of combining and saving. And I do a little bit, but I don't, because I like to be able to utilize my workstation as a tool for things like this. If I was just bulk putting in all of my orders, or trying to combine and save people's orders together, and that's a whole other thing, but I put in an order tab for each person that I get an order slip for, so that way I can go back and do these types of searches and have proper information. If you're combining two customers' orders together, you'd have to pull your slips to find out who ordered those particular bars or that scent, right? So I like to utilize the workstation a lot. Now, some people have other kinds of ways. I think Melissa Gratz is out there, and she uses a index card, Rolodex kind of a thing. And can I just say, I looked down at Katie's picture and I thought she was live, but she's not. And I'm like, wow, she really changed awfully quick. Oh, we love you, Katie. So anyway, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is make sure that when you are ordering and placing orders for customers, it's probably best for you to utilize a new, and when I say tab, when you're in the guest details section of your order, of your party order, the first screen is all about shipping and the time of the party and who the hostess is. The second piece is your guest details. It's where you enter your orders. And then the third piece is the payment page, right? So in that middle piece where you're entering orders, that's where you want them to match your slips. So add a new guest every time for every slip. That's what I do. And I love it because it creates this warm, hot market for me during our transition months, during Bring Back My Bar months. And so that's 4 months out of the year that it is extremely valuable to me that I put them in that way. So, I mean, obviously it's your choice how you enter them if you're seasoned or whatever, but I always try to encourage people to enter orders as they get them on their order slips. So My piece was so that you could utilize your workstation better, to get this hot list, what I call a hot list, and call people and let them know that their scent is being discontinued so that they can stock up, and utilize the 10% discount at the same time. So I'm going to unmute everybody if I can figure it out. I might have to have you guys do it yourselves.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We're going to get echoey.
Okay, Katie's off. Dawn's off. Okay, Katie's gone though. I don't know where she is. I did give permission for people to leave, didn't I? I just think that there was a ton of valuable information tonight. Honestly, we all went on our little spiels because I think each thing that we talked about was very passionate for us. And so hopefully tonight you guys got some value from this. I know I use this word a lot lately because it's something that Katie has always instilled, and that whenever she speaks, she wants to make sure that she brings value. And I feel the same way, and I think all the ladies do here. You know, we don't want to just
waste your time.
Yeah, we don't want to just ramble on and waste your time and, you know, just talk to hear ourselves talk and be warmed by our hot air. We really want to have some value that is just dispensed on to you all.
Yeah, we don't do this because we like to hear the sound of our own voice. We're really passionate about. We're really passionate.
We want to do this because we want to help. I mean, that's one of our biggest. You know, one of the things that Christina was saying earlier is it's better to give more than you receive, and this is one of our ways of being able to give more, because it's, you know, we're very, very passionate about what we do with Scentsy. We really, really are, and our way of, you know, if we keep that in too long, eventually we're going to burst. And so this is our way of being able to get some of that out.
Yeah.
and help at the same time. So that's always a true blessing for us to
and
see.
to show sisterhood. I think we started it just to show what 5 ladies from completely different teams with no benefit above or below each other.
That's right.
The importance of, I don't know, just that, just sisterhood and community, and just, and not helping people only because it helps you immediately financially in return.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I
just give back.
I think for us, Christina, our favorite thing, and we do this often, our favorite thing is to share with one another the positive comments that we get, or the little messages that will be sent by somebody to say, oh my God, we watched you last night, or you said this and that, or this helped us and you've changed my business. I mean, we do hear those things, and it is very humbling. But it is also very rewarding for us to know that by being able to come together like this, that we have the ability to help you guys in whatever way that is. So thank you for watching us. We actually had almost 40 viewers tonight, so that was pretty cool.
Yay! Especially for with all of our issues. They found us.
I know, I think they missed us.
Yeah, I just think, and I like to help empower people to, I think our teams are really important, and we need to be extremely involved in them. Like, if you have a great team, please get plugged in and pour back into them. But also feel empowered to reach out to the entire Scentsy community. Number one, to learn from it, and number two, to give back to it. We are all better together than we ever could be apart. So no matter what, it's just very passionate about our community. We are fierce protectors of our community as well.
Yeah,
so
we are.
don't you dare. We are very proud of our Scentsy family, and so we like to make sure that we are big examples of what we feel represents it the best. So, well, and you know what the glow is for.
It is, and the glow to me is that whole the epitome of lead by example. I mean, what we're doing is what we want others to do within the community, whether it's, you know, giving a tip to help somebody else, or actually getting together with people that you have no financial benefit from, you know, and to be able to connect. You know, what is it that Heidi's always saying? Love, connection, and
kindness.
Kindness, Yes. Love, connection.
Love, connection, kindness, hope, and light are the other
Hope
ones.
and light.
And then childlike wonder and contagious optimism.
Yes, all of those.
All of them.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for staying with us tonight, and we'll see you next month. I think
What's the date?
Same date. It's the 6th.
Oh, it is. Yep, it is.
Yep, it's the 6th of March. So we will see you back then. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.